Hey, how you doing? Hey folks, it's lunchtime. I didn't see him, but yeah, he's positioned himself out of the line of sight from my windows, so I just walked out, and there he is. So, since I didn't see him, I wasn't terribly motivated to try to feed him, and since he's hanging so far back there, I don't think he's terribly food motivated right now. So, we had an okay night last night. So I'll probably, give it a good chance tonight. But yeah, I'm just not feeling terribly motivated right now. However, the thing I wanted to do is check the carrier to see if he'd eaten any of the food. And I don't think he has because the door is still completely closed. So I'm going to look in there, and yeah, the food's still in there untouched. So I'm going to leave the door ajar like that and see if that will. Oops. That scare him? No, that scare him. Hey, it's progress. I bumped the chair. I'm gonna leave the door ajar like that and see if he will eat the food. Yeah, disappointed he didn't try to break in. So, as I said, yeah, not terribly smart cat. Not terribly brave. I was actually wondering, the other days where the kennel has been gotten into, where I didn't see him do it. I was wondering maybe if some other animal had figured out how to get into it and it was not actually him. But since it was completely closed tonight, I doubt some other animals been coming. Because I figure the other animal would just keep coming back and stealing the food at the same time. So I think, yeah, we've had a raccoon before, and yeah, the raccoon, yeah, would be a real nuisance. A long time ago, my father built a little kind of standalone koi pond, and the fish kept getting eaten, and he thinks it was a raccoon. So we have a problem with all these little animals terrorizing your yard. So you're on parole, Scruffy. I got to decide what I'm going to do about you. So yeah, he doesn't even seem curious, like why I'm out here. So he, ideally, I'd like it if he'd approach and check me out. And more ideally, yeah, just kind of sit in front of me and let me pet him or brush him or something. But I know that's asking too much with this cat. But it would be nice if he just showed a little bit more trust and interest because when I don't have food, you know, handing it out to him on a spoon because maybe I have treats in my pocket. He doesn't seem to like treats that much. Okay, folks. Yeah, I don't think he's going to budge as long as I'm here, so I'm going to go in and maybe. Oh yeah, I'll watch the door for a few minutes to see if he approaches the kennel. He waited for me to get out of sight before he approached the kennel. Now I'm in sight, but unfortunately, yeah, because I put the blanket on the table, I can't see him from the window. But yeah, it looks like he's going in. So yeah, it looks like he will only explore it if it's a little bit open. to figure out how to train him to open the door. I'll sit down in the chair. So I can get a better view from the other window. Nope. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to adjust that blanket on the table. So yeah, I filled the cup to the brim, so it actually should take him a while. And there's also water in there. So I didn't bring out the water yesterday and today because I wanted him to drink the water from the carrier. And I want to try to build an association where it's like, oh yeah, I need to go in the carrier to get the water or something like that. Try to motivate him to go in more often if this works. But yeah, I think it's working. Somewhere you might spill the cup of water and then make a mess. So for those wondering about the blanket on the table, yeah, the reason I do that is we get a lot of dust in this area, but it's not like normal dust. It's like suit like dust or something. I think a lot of it's coming from like all the car emissions because there's a street nearby and a freeway nearby, and I think all that gets up in the air and then lands on the sediment lands on anything that's stationary. And yeah, cleaning it's really hard. You got to scrub really hard after it builds up. Takes a lot of effort. So if I want to use the tables, it's just easier to cover them first, and then when I want to use the tables, I just take the blankets off, and I don't have to scrub. So yeah, he's going to town on his meal. So yeah, what I was hoping he'd do it last night because now that he's doing it now, I'm not sure if he's gonna be hungry tonight. Because there was I filled it to the brim, so that's actually more than I think his normal meal. Well, okay, I take that back. So it's a mixture of the wet cat food and the dry cat food. So the wet cat food is actually it's only a very small amount because it was portioned out from his can from last night, I think. Yeah, and so that means he didn't eat the whole can last night because some of it was in that cup. But I put extra kibble in there, mixed it in, and think I think I actually put a full 1/8 cup of kibble in there, which would be an entire meal, one of our feeding sessions basically. So he's getting that plus wet cat food, which makes it a little over a single meal. So he could still be hungry tonight, but I don't know. These past couple of weeks, he's been skipping meals. Yeah, he hasn't been food motivated as much. So I've been thinking I need to cut down on the food just because, yeah, I don't think he's hungry. So I don't know if that means he's catching a lot of stuff on the side or just what I'm feeding him is just too much. Because, yeah, I'm guessing what the correct amount of food is. I don't actually know how much he weighs. I've been assuming he's around 8 to 10 pounds, and I've been kind of adjusting the food accordingly to that. But he might weigh less than that, so I'm feeding him too much, or he's eating a lot on the side, catching a lot of rodents or something. Yeah, talking with my neighbors next door, and they're bird lovers. They like watching birds, and so they hate these feral cats because the feral cats have, I think, decimated the bird population here. And I was commenting, I don't see a lot of birds anymore, except for the crows, which are annoying. I saw some turkey vultures a couple weeks ago. Not that close, but yeah, they were like on my path back to over my bike route, and yeah, I don't normally see them, but a whole flock of them just sitting on the ground, chilling out. I don't. It doesn't look like they're eating anything. I think they're scavengers though, so Scruffy doesn't have anything to worry about unless he wants to. I don't know if they're too big for him to eat. Might be scared of them. So his tail's on the ground now. Not sure if that means he's getting more comfortable. He's usually really tensed up. So maybe he's more relaxed now. Sorry, this focus is horrible. So I had some thoughts about turning the kennel so it faces me, but I don't know if that would terrify him more or not. I'll probably leave it for now, but if we keep doing it, and I still emphasize the word if, and maybe I'll turn it in the future just to see. But yeah, my goal with him is just to give him shelter because I think it's warmer than everywhere else. That thermal blanket, I sat on it for a while and it actually works really well. I can feel my heat being reflected back at me, even through jeans. So, it should be a nice warm place if you just, sit down and lay on it. And then, yeah, I put the towel on top of the carrier yesterday because I was thinking, because it's kind of windy also, but I was thinking he might get a draft because of all the air holes in the side. So I thought maybe I'd just try covering it up to see if, give it a little bit more of a shelter from the wind. So I don't know. I was worried maybe it might make it more terrifying for him, but right now he seems fairly comfortable. Because before when we first started this, he would just kind of get in just for a couple seconds, take a bite, and then dash out. And he'd be looking around and looking at me, saying, "Haha, you didn't get me," or "What are you trying to do?" Or and he just keep doing that over and over and over. It's kind of funny. I'm thinking I'm going to put a compilation of his interactions with the carrier together because they're kind of funny, kind of interesting, and the evolution I think is kind of neat. But yeah, he's just eating in there, chowing down. So I think he's starting to get acclimated to it. So that's good. I kind of wish he'd just stay in there and take advantage of it. The shelter. It's I think a little bit warmer today. So originally the forecast was going to be more rain today, but the percentage went down a lot. So I think it's like only 10% now. So I don't know if we're going to get more rain today. I don't think we're going to get a lot of sun though, but I think it's supposed to clear up later this week. And I think it's supposed to warm up a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. And That will be nice since my furnace is still out. So I'm cold most of the time now. I have like extra layers of clothes on, but I'm still cold. Wow, that cup takes a really long time. I didn't think that little cup would take so long to eat. So yeah, maybe I don't need the balls anymore because that wet cat food really slows them down. I'll have to think about that. So I was reviewing the video from yesterday or last night when I was brushing him, and yeah, I noticed he's working really hard sometimes to maneuver those balls, and when he's doing that, he's like really distracted from me brushing or petting him. So the balls still may be working to my advantage. If I take him away, he doesn't have to focus as much on the food, and so that means he might be able to focus on avoiding me more. I don't know. I might just have to try it as an experiment, just night or here or there, just to see um, if his disposition gets better. But honestly, I don't want to use wet cat food all the time. It's expensive, so I think at some point I'm gonna put out just the dry kibble again, just to see if he'll eat it. He got fussy, I think, within the last week, where he wouldn't eat the kibble one approach. So that's why I think I ended up resorting to the wet cat food. But if we make enough progress where he's letting me brush him again, and I don't know, can we go back to the dry cat food at least sometimes? I'm gonna have to find out. Because I didn't really want to spend a lot of money on a feral cat. Because doing the math on the wet cat food kind of hurts me. It's like, that adds up over time. That's not cheap. And he's not even that good of a companion. He's not really my pet. It's really hard to justify spending a lot of money on this feral cat that doesn't like me. I've already spent too much money on you, Scruffy. All the catnip and valerian root and honeysuckle and silver vine that has no effect on you. That pheromone spray, which I don't really think is working on you either. That was actually pretty expensive. It was like $20 for a little can. Animal gloves, pet carrier, brushes, toys, laser pointer, thermal blanket. And you don't like any of these things. 2 giant bags of kibble. And the reason I got you that second bag is because I thought the first bag was making you throw up when you're stepping out. Turns out I don't think it was. So he saw me clearly as he was stepping out. So I hope that makes a positive association that it's not a trap and I didn't harm you. And yes, it was me that provided you that food. So I hope he makes that association. So it makes my life easier in the future. Because he seems to like to avoid me most of the time and seems to be scared of me. I mean, even now he's keeping his distance and there's a big giant door between us. So I'm working on getting a replacement for the gloves. They sent me the wrong size. They sent me the 16-inch instead of 22-inch, which I paid for. I wanted the 22-inch just because for safety. I wasn't sure, if he's gonna scratch the top of my arm since I'm getting close with the brush and the food. He's behaved well so far, so I'm not too worried at this point. But I paid for the long gloves, so I'd like to get them because it's what I paid for. Um, and just in case, I like the idea of the longer gloves. I don't know, they're hard to maneuver in, so there's a chance that the long gloves are going to hate more. So I'm taking a risk. Because these worked okay. But anyway, the company, I think they're based in China, so there's a representative dealing with English and Americans, and then I think they have to coordinate with the home company in Asia, and because of that, communication takes a little bit extra time because basically I respond to the intermediate person here, and then they have to relay. So that's kind of sad. He just walks away, seeing I don't have any more food. So they have to relay the message back to, central command or whatever, the factory or whoever does it. So they keep asking every response. They keep asking for another 3-5 days. It hasn't taken that long, but I think they just need that extra time, just because of the time difference and round tripping, and so they've given themselves a buffer. But anyway, so I asked for them to resend the correct ones, and they're going to get back to me on that. Sounds like they're going to do it. It's just I think they're not clear on if they want me to send them back the original gloves. I kind of assume they do, but I don't know. Maybe they're just going to give it to me. Give me both. I don't know. But anyway, so it's not too big of a problem. I'll probably give them a good review if they get me the gloves, because they're handling it correctly. They're not accusing me of cheating them or doing stupid things like that. They admit it to their mistake and they're trying to make it right. So that's all I could hope for. They're not ignoring me. And I think the price was reasonable. So the reason I went with these gloves at Walmart instead of Amazon was because they looked virtually the same as the ones I found on Amazon, except they didn't have all of the certification logos, and they were like $5 cheaper. And I like $5 cheaper. So only the cheapest for you, Scruffy. So I've been buying pretty much just the cheapest of everything I can with Scruffy here. So the Kirkland food was an exception because I bought the Meow mix because it was not the cheapest, but it was, I think, second cheapest. Actually, no, I think there's another one at Costco which actually makes it third cheapest. So the Meow mix was third cheapest, but the Kirkland was not. And the laser pointer was not the cheapest. Basically, all the reviews on the cheap laser pointers said they worked twice and then they stopped working. I wanted something that would actually kind of work. Of course, with Scruffy here, probably twice would have been enough because he doesn't like the laser pointer either. I bought a lot of stuff at Dollar Tree. Though not the cat brush on the ground there that I bought at Walmart. That was actually a little more expensive, but when I saw it, I felt it, and I liked the two sides because I like the idea of having two types of brushes since he has long fur, and I thought, I didn't know which one would work better with his fur, so having both built in the same brush it's kind of a nifty idea, but the thing I really liked about the brush was it was just so soft when I felt it. It's it has like a little cushion that everything's mounted on. So when you push hard, It actually gives and it goes inward, and so it feels really soft. And the bristles on the other side are really soft as well. So just because it felt so soft, and I thought he was having trouble with the shower brush, he really didn't seem to like it. And those bristles were much harder, stiffer. I thought maybe I'd try a better brush, even though it cost it a bit more money. And since Walmart is not, so I was at a physical Walmart, and the Walmarts aren't that close to me, so I just happened to be in the area that day, so I was there. It's like, I'm here. I don't want to drive back, and that would cost me even more. So well, let's just get it, because I'm not planning to come back to Walmart anytime soon. So I think Scruffy just took off. I don't see him anymore, even behind the blanket. Okay, folks, I guess that's it for lunch. It's longer than I expected to be here, but he at least, yeah, ate everything in the kennel, so it looks like he's getting used to the kennel. Okay, I'll see you guys tonight. Bye.